I never forget the smell of hickory smoke drifting from the James River the night my own daughter tried to drug me in my backyard. The bitter almond taste hit my tongue before I even swallowed. That's when I knew. I'm Harlan Reed, 71 years old. Retired FBI. 26 years hunting the worst humanity has to offer. I still bench press 225 like it's 1,995. Still wake up at 0500 every morning. Still trust my gut more than I trust most people. Turns out I should have trusted it more when it came to my own blood. It was October in Richmond, Virginia. The annual Maymont Fall Festival after-party. I host it every year at my place. A restored colonial on 3 acres in the West End, 1,200 square feet of Virginia history, my late wife Martha and I poured everything into. Martha died 4 years ago. Pancreatic cancer. 68 days from diagnosis to grave. The house became my cathedral after that. Every creaking floorboard held her memory. Every window she'd picked out caught the light just the way she wanted. My daughter Samantha knew that. She grew up in that house. Had her wedding reception under the magnolia tree out back. She stood across from me that night, 42 years old, looking like her mother but with none of Martha's warmth. Designer blazer. $300 highlights. The kind of lawyer who defends hedge funds, not innocents. Next to her, Tyler. Her husband of 16 years. 44, slicked back hair and a smile that never reached his eyes. Day trader, he called himself. I called him a professional loser with a taste for other people's money. And lurking near the bourbon table, Evelyn, Tyler's mother. 69 years of bad decisions wrapped in a Chico's catalog outfit, pill bottles rattling in her purse, always rattling. The party was winding down, maybe 30 people left, mostly neighbors and old bureau friends. String lights glowed across the patio. Someone's playlist was doing Springsteen justice for once. Tyler appeared at my elbow holding 2 glasses. Pappy Van Winkle 23 year, $400 a bottle. He knew I kept one in the study for special occasions. Harlan, he said, all false warmth. Let's toast. To Martha, to family. I took the glass, watched him take his sip first. Old habit. Trust but verify. I brought mine to my lips. That's when I smelled it. Underneath the caramel and oak, something chemical, metallic, wrong. But I drank it anyway. You want to know why? Because 3 months ago, I found documents in Samantha's car, power of attorney forms, a draft will with my signature that I never signed. Medical evaluations for dementia I never took. I knew something was coming, I just didn't know when. So I'd been prepared. My old FBI body camera, the size of a shirt button, hidden inside that replica Confederate cannon I keep by the back porch, recording everything, every conversation, every move. The LSD hit me in waves. I could feel my vision starting to shimmer at the edges. My heart rate picked up, pupils probably dilating. I had maybe 5 minutes before I lost control completely. So I gave them what they wanted. The soldiers, I mumbled, pointing toward the back lawn. They're marching again. Samantha's hand was on my shoulder instantly. Dad? What soldiers? Can't you see them? I let my voice crack. Let my hand shake. The regiment. Coming up from the river. Just like in '64. Tyler and Evelyn exchanged a look. Quick. Satisfied. Hungry. Harlan, there's nobody there, Tyler said, playing concerned. Maybe you should sit down. I'm fine, I stumbled, caught myself on the picnic table. Let the bourbon slosh in my glass. I need. He's having another episode, Samantha announced to the remaining guests. Loud enough. Deliberate. He's been having them more frequently. Another episode, like there'd been others, building their narrative, constructing their case. My vision was kaleidoscoping now. The string lights looked like stars exploding, but my mind was still sharp. FBI training. You learn to compartmentalize, to stay mission-focused even when everything's going sideways. I watched Tyler pull out his phone, watched him mouth words to Samantha, watched Evelyn smile into her wine glass. That's when I flipped the table. 200 pounds of reclaimed oak went airborne, Glasses exploded like gunfire against the flagstones. People screamed. Bourbon and blood-red wine splashed across the patio like a crime scene. "You think I'm crazy?" I roared. "You think I don't know what you did to my bourbon?" Samantha's face went white. Tyler stepped back. "Dad, calm down." But her voice was shaking now. Script interrupted. Plan unraveling. "I've been tasting poison for 26 years, I said. You think I wouldn't taste yours?" That's when I heard the sirens. Tyler had already called 911. Before I flipped the table, before I said a word, they'd planned this. The drugging, the outburst, the call. 2 Richmond PD cruisers pulled into my driveway. 4 officers. I knew 3 of them. Good cops. Samantha rushed them, tears already streaming. Academy Award performance. Officers, thank God. My father, he's having delusions. He's been diagnosed with early-stage dementia. He just attacked us. The lead officer, Jenkins, looked at me, looked at the wreckage, looked at my eyes, probably seeing those dilated pupils. "Mr. Reed, you all right, sir?" "Better than all right, Jenkins." I pulled the body camera from the Canon, held it up. Still recording, still capturing everything. I've got audio of Tyler here threatening to put the old man in a home 15 minutes ago. Got video of him spiking my drink. Got all of it. The color drained from Tyler's face. Samantha's mouth opened. Nothing came out. Jenkins took the camera. Listened. His expression hardened. "Folks," he said to my daughter and son-in-law, "I think you better go home." They left. No arrests. Not yet. But the message was clear. After everyone was gone, I stood in my backyard. The James River whispered in the distance. Hickory smoke still hung in the air. I smiled into the darkness. Game on. Sunday morning, 7:32. The bells of St. John's Episcopal toll across the Fan District, same as they have every week for 190 years. I'm standing in my study, gun safe open. Thomas Jefferson portrait swung aside on its hidden hinges. Inside, where my service weapon and Martha's jewelry should be the only things, there's a document I've never seen before. Last will and testament of Harlan James Reed. My hands don't shake when I pick it up. 26 years in the bureau taught me to stay cold when the heat's on, but inside my blood is ice water. The will is dated 3 weeks ago. Signed in my handwriting, or something close enough to pass a casual inspection, not close enough to fool me. It leaves everything to Tyler Marcus Brennan, my house, my savings, my retirement accounts, all of it. Quote, "To ensure proper care and management for my daughter Samantha during her father's declining mental state." Declining mental state. There it is, the narrative they're building, brick by brick. I flip through the pages. Notary seal from a law office in Short Pump. Witness signatures I don't recognize. 2 medical evaluations attached. Dr. Philip Nguyen, neurologist. Dr. Sarah Kowalski, psychiatrist. I've never met either of them in my life. The locksmith work on the safe is professional. No scratches, no forced entry. Whoever opened it had a key or knew the combination. Only 3 people knew that combination. Me, Martha, and Samantha. I'd given it to her years ago, in case of emergency, in case something happened to me. She used it to bury evidence of my own murder, just a slower kind, the kind where they take everything while you're still breathing. My phone buzzes. Security alert. Someone accessed my retired FBI badge number in a database query 48 hours ago. Short Pump Locksmiths and Security. Authorization request for a home safe service. Samantha. She used my credentials, my legacy, my 26 years of service to this country, used it to convince some locksmith I'd authorize the job. I photograph every page of the forged will, upload it to 3 separate encrypted clouds. Then I put it back exactly where I found it. They don't know I know yet. That's my advantage. The bells finish their toll. The house goes quiet. I grab my keys. VCU's Siegel Center is 40 minutes away. Sunday morning traffic is light through Carytown, past the murals and vintage shops Martha used to love. The city's still waking up, coffee shops opening, Joggers on Monument Avenue. I'm tailing a silver Tesla Model S Virginia vanity plate. Bull Run. Tyler's idea of clever. He's headed to the VCU basketball tailgate. Rams versus Davidson. Parking lot already filling up with students in black and gold. Grills smoking. Music thumping. The whole performance of college spirit fueled by beer and borrowed money. I park 3 rows back. Baseball cap low. Sunglasses. Gray hoodie. 71 years old. And I can still blend into a crowd when I need to. Tyler's out of his Tesla. Polo shirt, khakis. That smile plastered on. He's holding court with a group of frat boys near a tricked-out pickup truck. Solo cups in hand. Laughter too loud. I move closer. Close enough to hear. $2.4 million in Airbnb revenue conservatively, Tyler's saying. Historic colonial in the West End. 6 bedrooms. Original hardwoods. We're talking 10 grand a month easy once we convert it. My house. He's selling my house before I'm even dead. What about the old man? One of the kids asks. Tyler waves his hand. Dismissive. Memory care facility in Henrico. Already got him evaluated. Dementia's progressing faster than expected. They all nod. Sympathetic. Poor Tyler dealing with a difficult father-in-law. My phone vibrates. Unknown number. Local area code. I step away from the crowd. The text message hits my screen like a freight train. Granddad, it's Cody. Don't respond. Just read. They're on the dark web. I've got proof. Check your encrypted email. Password is Martha's birthday, backwards. They don't know I'm watching them. They don't know I'm watching you either. I'm in section 117. Red VCU shirt. We need to talk. Cody, 19 years old. My grandson. Samantha's son from her first marriage. I haven't seen him in 3 years. Samantha cut him out of family events after he went to VCU instead of William and Mary. After he chose computers over corporate law. After he stopped being the perfect son she could parade around at firm dinners. I look up at the Siegel Center. Section 117. I can barely make out the figures in the stands. My encrypted email loads on my phone. 3 attachments from an anonymous sender. First file. Screenshots of dark web forum posts. Username Sam B. RVA. Discussions about hiring document forgers. Questions about estate law loopholes. Timestamps from 6 months ago. Second file. Bitcoin transaction records. $5,000 to a vendor called DocuGhost. Services rendered. Medical evaluation forgeries and notary seal replication. Third file. A chat log between Tyler and Evelyn. Planning, scheming, discussing how to accelerate the timeline before I figured anything out. The last message in the chain, from Tyler. The kid's too smart. If he won't help us, we cut him loose completely. He'll come crawling back when the money's flowing. I stand there in a parking lot full of screaming college kids, the smell of charcoal and cheap beer heavy in the air. My daughter's trying to steal my life. My son-in-law's celebrating my funeral before it happens. And my grandson, the boy I barely know, just handed me the ammunition to burn their whole operation down. But that's not what breaks through my chest. It's the pride. This kid I never took to baseball games, never taught to fish, never showed up for. He's been watching, learning, hacking into their schemes, protecting me from the shadows. He's more Reed than Samantha ever was. I text back one word. Coming. Then I head for section 117. The bells of St. John's Episcopal are long silent, but in my chest something else is ringing, something I haven't felt since Martha died. Hope. Tuesday night, 2:17 a.m. My phone doesn't ring. It vibrates 3 times, stops, vibrates 3 times again. The old signal, the one I set up in 1986 with motion sensors wired through a relay system most people don't even remember exists. Before wireless, before cloud security, before any of this modern garbage that can be hacked from a laptop in Belarus. Someone's inside my house. I'm 3 miles away at Cody's apartment off campus. We've been planning, building a case, documenting every move Tyler and Samantha make. The kid's got skills that would have made him a legend at Quantico. But right now, those skills don't matter. Someone's in my home. I grab my keys. Cody's already moving. I'm coming with you. No. I don't look at him. Call Detective Morris at Richmond PD. Tell him code silver. He'll know what it means. I'm in my truck before Cody can argue. The streets are empty. Richmond sleeps hard on weeknights. Past the Valentine Museum. Past the old tobacco warehouses. Monument Avenue's a tunnel of oak trees and Confederate ghosts. My house is dark when I pull up 2 blocks away. No cars in the driveway. No lights. Just the colonial sitting there like it has for 200 years, keeping its secrets. I stay in the shadows. Move along the hedgerow Martha planted in 2003. English boxwood. She wanted it to look like Williamsburg. That's when I see them. 2 shapes, moving fast through my back door, carrying something. Bags, duffel bags. The motion sensor didn't just alert me. It alerted my old partner at Quantico, Frank Delacroix. He's been routing my system through FBI servers since 1989, a favor that became permanent, a lifeline that just paid off. Because 3 Richmond PD cruisers are already rolling up, silent, lights off, professional. I watch from the magnolia tree as they move in. 4 officers, tactical entry. They've done this 1,000 times. The back door crashes open, shouting. Commands. That sound of bodies hitting floor. Handcuffs clicking. 2 minutes later, they're dragging out 2 men I've never seen before. Early 30s. Prison tattoos visible even in the dark. Manchester docks written all over them. The kind of guys who do dirty work for clean money. Detective Morris sees me, nods, doesn't say a word about me being here before the call came in, doesn't ask, doesn't need to. Inside my house, the damage is surgical. They weren't here to rob, they were here to frame. Prescription bottles scattered across my kitchen counter. Oxycodone, fentanyl, Percocet, enough to stock a pharmacy, enough to make it look like I'm dealing. My study's torn apart, files everywhere, papers scattered, like someone searched in a panic, like someone desperate. But Martha's jewelry box is the tell. Her grandmother's pearls, her wedding ring I kept in that velvet case, her sapphire earrings from our 25th anniversary. All of it stuffed in a duffel bag these guys were carrying out. They weren't just planting drugs. They were staging a burglary gone wrong, making it look like the old FBI agent lost his mind. Started dealing pills, got robbed by his own customers, maybe got violent, maybe needed to be institutionalized for everyone's safety. The narrative writes itself, except they didn't count on 1,980 seconds technology being unhackable, didn't count on motion sensors that route through Quantico, didn't count on me still having friends who owe me favors. At the station, the 2 ex-cons lawyer up immediately. Won't say a word. Professional criminals know the drill. Keep your mouth shut. Serve your time. Collect your payout later. But there's a third person in holding, sitting in interview room 2, weeping, shaking, playing the victim like it's opening night at the Altria Theater. Evelyn Brennan, Tyler's mother, 69 years old, Chico's catalog outfit torn, mascara running, rosary beads wrapped around her trembling fingers. Detective Morris looks at me through the 2-way glass. She was in the car 2 blocks from your place. Look out. We found her pill bottles. 11 different prescriptions. 4 different doctors. I don't ask permission. I walk into that interview room like it's 1992, and I'm still carrying a badge. Evelyn looks up. The tears stop. Just for a second. Just long enough for me to see the calculation behind them. Harlan. Her voice breaks. Perfect pitch. Thank God you're all right. I tried to stop them. I swear I tried. Tyler said they were just going to talk to you. I didn't know they'd break in. I would never. You sang Amazing Grace last Sunday. I sit down across from her, lean back, let the silence work. Street Paul's Episcopal, 8 o'clock service. I was there, in the back. You didn't see me. Her mouth opens. Nothing comes out. That's a beautiful voice you've got, Evelyn. My wife used to say you could make angels weep. And now you're sitting here, caught red-handed as a lookout while two felons fence my dead wife's pearls. The rosary beads slip from her fingers. Here's what I know. I pull out my phone, show her the screenshots Cody sent me. Bank transfers. Tyler to Evelyn. $53,000 over 6 months. That's not rehab money. That's payment for services rendered. Her face crumbles. Real tears now. The kind that come from being cornered. He said you'd never know. Her voice is small, childlike. He said the house was too big for you anyway, that Samantha deserved it after everything Martha left to you. He said the drugs were just insurance, just in case you fought back. How much was your cut? 100,000, after the house sold. I stand up, every joint in my 71-year-old body screaming, but I don't let her see it. Don't let her see anything but the Fed I used to be. You're going to tell Detective Morris everything, every conversation, every plan, every detail, and maybe, you'll see daylight before you're 80. I walk out of the interview room, down the fluorescent hallway of Richmond PD headquarters, past the booking desk where those two ex-cons are getting processed, past the evidence room where Martha's jewelry is being cataloged. Outside, Monument Avenue is wrapped in fog, October in Virginia, the kind of fog that makes the Confederate statues look like ghosts rising from the street. My house is intact, my case is building, my enemies are exposed. But my daughter's still out there, still scheming, still believing she can win. I clench my fists, feel the arthritis bite, don't care. This isn't over. Not even close. Saturday morning, rain hammers the tin roof like artillery fire, the kind of storm that rolls up the James River and settles in for hours. I'm alone in the house. Tredegar Iron Works is doing their Civil War reenactment weekend down by the water, cannons firing blanks, actors in Union blue and Confederate gray pretending the past was cleaner than it was. I'm in the nursery, the room Samantha grew up in, the room that became storage after she moved out 24 years ago, boxes of Martha's things I couldn't bring myself to sort, baby clothes in plastic bins, a crib we never got rid of, and a loose floorboard I've been meaning to fix for 15 years. The wood gives easy when I pry it up. Underneath, wrapped in a plastic grocery bag, there's something I've never seen before. A diary. Pink cover. The kind they sold at Walden Books in the 90s. Samantha Reed written across the front in silver gel pen. Age 16. My hands are shaking when I open it. Most of the entries are what you'd expect. High school drama, friend problems, college anxiety, her mother's illness. Pages and pages about Martha's treatment, about watching her mother fade. Then I find the entry dated March 14th, 2001. Samantha would have been 19, sophomore year at William and Mary. The handwriting is different, messier, like it was written in a hurry or through tears. Dad missed my ultrasound appointment again. Third time. He said the Richmond field office needed him for a fraud case that couldn't wait. It's always a case that can't wait. Tyler came with me instead. We saw the heartbeat. 8 weeks. Tyler didn't say anything the whole drive back, just stared at the road. That night he told me the baby would ruin law school, ruin everything we'd planned. He said Dad would be disappointed, that I'd be throwing away my future, that I wasn't ready to be a mother. He's right, I'm not ready, but I wanted to be. The next entry is 2 weeks later. It's done. Tyler drove me to the clinic in Charlottesville where nobody would recognize us. He waited in the car, wouldn't come in. I asked the nurse to call my dad, but then I remembered he's in Atlanta on assignment. I came home alone. Told Mom I had the flu. She made me soup. I couldn't eat it, couldn't tell her. Can't tell anyone. Tyler says we'll try again after law school. After the bar exam. After I make partner. There's always an after with him. I'm starting to think there's no baby in any of those afters. 3 entries later. I miscarried. At least that's what I'm telling people. It's easier than the truth. Dad called from Atlanta. Asked how I was feeling. I said fine. He said good and then talked about his case for 20 minutes. I don't think he even remembers I was sick. Tyler bought me flowers. Lilies. I hate lilies. They smell like funerals. I close the diary, sit there on the nursery floor, rain pounding above me, thunder rolling across the river. I missed it, all of it. The ultrasound, the decision, the procedure, the aftermath. I was in Atlanta building a fraud case against a mortgage company, putting bad guys away, doing the righteous work. And my daughter was bleeding out in a dorm room, alone, because the man she loved cared more about her career than her heart. I'd like to say Tyler made her that way, turned her cold, turned her calculating, made her into someone who could drug her own father. But I built the foundation. I laid the groundwork. Every missed dance recital, every forgotten parent-teacher conference, every case that couldn't wait. I taught her that love is conditional, that presence is optional, that the work matters more than the people. And she learned the lesson too well. I'm sitting on the front porch when Cody pulls up. The rain slowed to mist. The James River is invisible behind the fog. Just the sound of water moving, always moving. He's carrying 2 Wawa coffees and a USB drive. The kid's got good instincts. Knows when to show up, knows when to stay quiet. He hands me the coffee. Sits in Martha's rocking chair, the one she used to watch sunsets from. Tyler's crypto ledger, he says, holding up the USB. Every transaction, every scam, every mark. 3 years of fraud. He's been running a pump and dump scheme on penny stocks. Made $2.7 million, lost most of it, used the rest to cover margin calls. He's leveraged to his eyeballs. That's why they need your house. I take the drive. Slip it in my pocket. Don't say anything about the diary. Not yet. Maybe not ever. How'd you learn to hack like this, I ask. Cody shrugs. YouTube, Reddit, trial and error. Same way I learned everything else. Mom wasn't exactly encouraging of computer science as a career path. Your grandmother would have been proud. His eyes get wet. He looks away. 17 when Martha died. Old enough to remember her. Young enough to still be broken by it. We sit there drinking gas station coffee in the mist. First real family moment I've had in years, maybe decades. I can teach you surveillance, I say. How to tail someone without being made. How to read body language. How to know when someone's lying before they even open their mouth. Cody grins. And I can teach you about deep fakes, AI voice cloning, digital forensics, the new world. Deal. The rain starts again. Soft, steady, the kind that might last all day. We stay on the porch, talking, planning, building something neither of us knew we needed. A family, broken, scarred, but maybe strong enough to survive what's coming. Because Tyler's not done, Samantha's not done, and I've got one more move to make. The move that ends this. The John Marshall Courts building sits at the corner of 9th, and Marshall like a monument to Virginia justice, built in 1860, survived the Civil War, survived everything. It's about to survive one more war, mine. The mediation room is smaller than you'd think. Mahogany table, portraits of dead judges watching from the walls, windows looking out onto downtown Richmond. The financial district where Samantha's law firm towers above everything else. She walks in wearing armor, $1,000 suit, heels that could kill, hair pulled back so tight it must hurt. Tyler's beside her, smiling, always smiling. Their lawyer looks bored. This is routine for him, just another family dispute over an estate. My attorney sits to my left. Cody's in the corner, laptop open, ready. The mediator drones through preliminaries. Estate value, contested will, claims of mental incompetence, medical documentation, the boring machinery of legal theft. Then it's my turn to present. I'd like to submit evidence, I say. A video confession. Samantha's eyes narrow. Tyler's smile falters. Just a crack. Just enough. Cody hits play. The screen fills with Tyler's face. Perfect lighting, perfect audio, his voice, his mannerisms, every detail exact. Except the words coming out of his mouth are mine. My name is Tyler Brennan. I orchestrated a scheme to defraud Harlan Reed of his estate. I forged medical documents. I drugged him with LSD at a party. I hired criminals to stage a break-in. I manipulated my wife Samantha into believing her father was incompetent. I did this to steal a $1.2 million home to cover my cryptocurrency losses and fund an Airbnb scheme. The deep fake is flawless. Cody spent 3 weeks on it, learning Tyler's speech patterns, mapping his facial movements, building something impossible to distinguish from reality. Tyler's on his feet before the video ends. That's fake. That's not real. That's not me. Sit down, Mr. Brennan, the mediator says. But Tyler's not sitting. He's moving. Around the table. Toward me. Face red. Veins bulging. That smile finally gone. You think you're clever, old man? You think you can just... He lunges, hands reaching for my throat. The security camera in the corner catches everything. His attorney tries to grab him. Fails. Tyler's across the table. Fingers closing. I don't move. Don't flinch. Just let him come. Because assault on video means jail time. Means the end of his scheme. Means I win. Security pulls him off before he makes contact. 3 guards. Cuffs. Tyler's screaming the whole way. Threats. Curses. The mask completely off. Samantha sits frozen, staring at the screen where the deep fake still plays on loop. Her husband's face. Confessing. Damning them both. Samantha, I say quietly. It's over. She looks at me, and for the first time in years I see my daughter. Not the lawyer, not Tyler's wife, not the woman who drugged me. Just the girl who used to climb the magnolia tree in our backyard. The girl who cried at her mother's funeral. The girl I failed. You made me this, she whispers. I know. Then she runs. Out of the mediation room, down the marble stairs, into downtown Richmond. Her lawyer calls after her. I'm already moving. Cody's with me. Where's she going? The river. We find her car at the Manchester Bridge. Doors open. Engine running. Her heels on the pavement leading to the walkway. She's at the railing, looking down at the James. The water's dark, moving fast, cold enough to stop a heart in minutes. Samantha. She doesn't turn. I can't do this anymore, Dad. I can't be this person. I can't live with what I became. Then don't. I'm 10 feet away, hands visible, non-threatening, every negotiation technique I ever learned. Come back. We'll figure it out. You don't understand. Tyler made me. No. I take another step. Tyler exploited what I created. I wasn't there. I chose work over you, over your mother, over everything that mattered. I made you believe love was earned through achievement. That presence was optional, and you learned that lesson so well you forgot what it felt like to just be loved. She's crying now, hands gripping the railing, wind pulling at her hair. I killed my baby for him. I know. I found the diary. Her knees buckle. I'm there before she falls, catching her, holding her, the way I should have held her 23 years ago when she came home from that clinic alone. We stand there on the Manchester Bridge, traffic passing, the James River rolling beneath us, father and daughter, broken but breathing. Tyler gets 18 months for assault and fraud. Evelyn takes a plea deal, psychiatric facility, 3 years, the house is mine, clear title, no contest. Cody moves in officially. I adopt him, legal guardian. He's 19, but the paperwork matters. The statement matters. Your family, you're chosen, your home. Spring comes to Richmond like a benediction. Azaleas explode across my yard, pink and white and purple. Martha would have loved it. It's Saturday afternoon. Maymont Festival weekend again. But this year I'm not hosting. Just Cody and me. Ribs on the grill, VCU game on the radio. Rams up by 12 at halftime. Samantha's in treatment. Voluntary. 6 months in a facility in Charlottesville. We talk once a week. Careful conversations. Building something new from the ruins of what we were. I'm 71 years old. Bench pressing 225. Still waking at 5 a.m. Still sharp enough to catch the people who think they can take what's mine. But I learned something in all of this. Something Martha tried to tell me for 40 years. Justice isn't revenge. It's not about winning. It's not about being right. It's breakfast on the porch with the grandson who chose honor over money. It's phone calls with your daughter who's learning to be human again. It's knowing when to fight and when to forgive and when to just sit in the quiet and let the azaleas bloom. The house stands, the family rebuilds, the James River keeps rolling. And me? I'm living large in the home I defended, not because I'm tougher than them, but because I finally learned what was worth defending in the first place.
Revenge never ends. It only waits.